In this video, we're going to explore the concept of estimating area. Now, sometimes we don't need a precise measurement for area, we just need an approximation. And this could be for a variety of reasons. It could be because we're in the process of planning and we're just kind of getting an idea of what our area could be around, or it could be a way for us to check our work. Now, one strategy to help us estimate area is rounding. Now, rounding involves rounding either up or down to a number that is easier to handle. So there's different ways in which we can round. We can round to the nearest tenth, hundredths, and thousands. Those usually involve decimals. Or we can round to the nearest tens, hundreds, thousands, and so on. And those are numbers that end in zeros. So I'm going to help you round this first number here, 15 centimeters. Now, it's totally up to you how much you want to round this. So the number 15, if I'm going to create a number line, is somewhere around here. It's between the number 10 and the number 20. Okay, now this number is smack in the middle between these two, so it really doesn't matter which one you pick when you round. Also, the number 15 itself is usually an easier number to work with. Numbers that end in zeros or fives are generally easier to work with. So for this one, I'm going to round up to 20. So I'm going to say this is approximately 20 centimeters. And the reason why I rounded up this time is, let's say I was trying to determine how much material I need to buy for a project. I would rather round up and have extra material than round down and end up being short. Now in the next example here, we have 82.5. So I'm going to create my number line again. So 82.5, if this is 82.5 here, it's between the number 80 and 90, isn't it? And remember, we're trying to use easier numbers here. So 80, 90, those are easier to use. So the number 82.5 is closer to 80. So it makes more sense for me to round to 80. Okay. In this third example here, we have 0.75, which is 3/4. So if I have 0.75 inches here, it's between 0 and 1. It's closer to 1, so I'm going to round up to 1. Now I chose this example for a reason. Now if we were to round down to 0, that would be very difficult to work with, because anything multiplied by 0 or divided with 0 will just end up giving us 0. Okay, so whenever you have a number between 0 and 1, try to round it up to 1. Okay. So now that we've kind of looked at how we can round numbers, this is not a science right now. I know when we learned rounding in the past, there was a system, and yes, we should still follow this one, but here I'm just talking about creating easier numbers so we can estimate area, okay? So let's have a look at an example here. We're going to estimate the area of the triangle below. Now, estimating area doesn't change our math formulas. We're still going to use them. And we know from our formula sheet that the area of a rectangle is the length multiplied by the width. And the length here would be 18, and the width is 12 centimeters. Okay, now if we were to solve this to get a precise answer, we would go 18 times 12, and that would give us the area. But that's not what we're doing right now. Right now, we're just estimating. So I'm going to round the number 18 here to 20, which is the closest number, 20 centimeters. And I'm going to round 12 down to 10, which is because 12 is closer to 10 than it is to 20. So now when I do my multiplication, I'm going to go 20 times 10. And this is easier arithmetic. This is easier math. We can even do this in our head, right? So 2 times 1 is 2, and 0 here, they come down. So this is approximately 200 square centimeters. Approximately. I'm going to use the squiggle lines, not the equal sign. Now we can find the exact area for the shape and compare it to our estimate. Why don't we do that? The question doesn't ask us to, but let's do it for fun. So area is equal to, we said 18 times 12. Now when I multiply these two together, I get 216 square centimeters. So our exact answer is very close to our estimate.